This week in the parish of bourses and market structure, ICE up as Enverus takeover rumours gain pace. ATHEX powers ahead as Euronext looks to buy. Even CBOE shines in results as NSDL IPO is vastly oversubscribed and Sebi seeks to write an RIP for weekly stock options. Elsewhere, the Quinten is building towards fever pitch. My name is Patrick L. Young. Welcome to the Bourse Business Weekly Digest. It's the Exchange Invest Weekly Podcast, episode 307. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very brief reduction of highlights amongst the key headlines from the week in market structure. All the analysis of the many events and happenings from the past 7 days can be found in Exchange Invest's daily subscriber newsletter, the unique guide to the Bourse business sent daily to your inbox. More details at exchangeinvest.com. In Bit Carnage, we discussed sharks in the water. Amongst other anniversaries in 2025, it's a half-century since the CFTC was launched, and indeed 50 years since the movie Jaws misrepresented sharks. But incredibly for the highly litigious USA, no signs of a class action suit yet. Anyway, sensing blood in the water, all manner of political types, amongst others, e.g. Rep. Dina Titusarge's probe into CFTC chair Brian Quinten's over prediction markets ties, are circling the sharks are in the water as CFTC is pressured to probe nominee Brian Quinten's over ties to Kalshi. If you enjoyed this excerpt, you may be interested to know you can read Bit Carnage every day in Exchange Invest. Alternatively, if you want to follow Bit Carnage, the daily update on happenings in the world of crypto and digital assets, you can find Bit Carnage as a standalone on Substack. This week in exchanges, ASIC, the Australian regulator, have begun interviewing executives in their sweeping ASX probe. The probe being so sweeping, there are no exchange experts on the panel, and the ASX management get to trough their salaries until at least March 2026, as I read it, by which stage we might get an interim report which will deftly rewrite in couch language what Exchange Invest has been saying for a decade. We cost $499 per annum and are ridiculously cheap. They will cost for this inquiry I don't even want to consider, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, India's NSE have paid market regulator Sebi $4.6 million to settle a data sharing case, and with that 40.35 crore rupee settlement, the window is getting closer for the NSE IPO. In results, it was a very busy week for results. A bumper week of reports. MCX soared, recovering lost ground from the losses of the IT upgrade mess that caused months of delays, as CBOE impressed with a 20% revenue rise, and ATHEX saw EBITDA earnings up 46%. As always, ICE was agreeably higher in profit terms. London and Bursa Malaysia disappointed in a bumper week of results, with all the numbers in Exchange Invest. Sign up now at exchangeinvest.com. Over in deals, it was also a busy week for deals in the parish. All the deals were in Exchange Invest Daily, the newsletter no person can afford to be without in capital markets and market structure. For the sake of this podcast, let's look at a few edited highlights, and we're missing some key deals out in this podcast, I have to say. The NSDL IPO, it's oversubscribed by 41 times. Allotments are obviously going to be minuscule. Meanwhile, the NYSE owner ICE is in talks to buy Enverus, a data titan in the energy business, for at least $6 billion, according to reports from Bloomberg, and Euronext have launched a voluntary share exchange for all ATHEX shares. The Greek Minister of National Economy and Finance, Kyriakos Pyrakakis, described the Euronext bid thus: for the Greek economy as a whole, this is a decisive step forward. And Croatia's FINA, a state-owned finance company holding a 9.99% stake, are looking to buy a majority in the Zagreb bourse. Could that be a government prelude to uniting the CSD with the Zagreb Stock Exchange? Thanks for listening to Exchange Invest Weekly. We welcome your feedback. You can contact me directly, Patrick at derivativesvision.com, with any comments. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this show, we would welcome you giving us a thumbs up. Or, if you have time, a positive review will always be welcome, wherever you find this podcast. We're in summer holidays at the moment, but if you want to watch some video, don't forget you can catch all of the highlights from our live streams via Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Just go to search IPO-VID. Our finance book of the week this week is Plumbers and Visionaries, Securities Settlement in Europe's Financial Market by Peter Norman, which takes a look at a critical segment of the global capital markets from the freewheeling days of the Eurobond market in the 1960s all the way to the near present. In product news, the Eurex Clearing have become the first CCP globally to launch DLT-enabled collateral mobilization services as Hong Kong exchanges have implemented new IPO rules enhancing international competitive of Hong Kong's new share market. In technology, congratulations to Sri Lanka. The Colombo Stock Exchange have launched their CCP system. And in Vietnam, the new platform for the stock market has been officially launched. At last, the KRX platform is alive and running in the Ho Chi Minh City-based Vietnamese stock market after 3 months of intensive testing. And indeed, it has to be said, not a few years of delay. Ultimus, they've selected BMLL to make best-in-class global ETF data and analytics available to market participants worldwide. An entirely sound concept for basing a comprehensive ETF analytics set around BMLL curated data. In regulation, Acting Chairman Pham has announced a CFTC crypto sprint. As Acting Chairman, the femme fatale, as we have termed her in the past, has been remarkably proactive, particularly given she has not been the nominee for most of this period. Any of this period, in fact. Her travel has been considerable, and while it's great to see a proactive commissioner or acting chairman, the current situation does appear rather unprecedented. La Femme is rushing to get out announcements of this crypto sprint and other issues with ULL speed, as the incoming nominee has been becalmed. What an interesting situation. Meanwhile, the SEC is going on the road with their crypto task force to host a series of roundtables across the USA. Sebi is in talks with the Finance Ministry to end weekly options, according to reports. That's a significant impact that could eventuate on the Indian options markets and indeed impact the valuation of NSE as it heads towards IPO. As noted in Bitcoinage previously, we're over in career paths now. The Quinten is growing as voices in Washington, D.C. have been raised about his viability as chairman, exacerbated by the fastest freedom of information request in history, seemingly delivered by the CFTC within a fortnight, not the more usual periods of months on end. Kitty Pong Urapi Patanana Pong has been re-elected as SET chairperson and hopefully will manage to be able to pronounce their name effortlessly before they end their term. Over in Texas, it's good to see Brian Daniel, much more pronounceable, being appointed as the New York Stock Exchange's boss of NYSE Texas, reporting directly to Lynn Martin, the president of NYSE overall, and the location has been confirmed of the NYSE Texas headquarters as previously flagged in EI Exchange Invest 3303. The offices are going to be on the Old Parkland campus located in Dallas. A word about the interesting background to Mr. Brian Daniel. He has been a long-standing senior state staffer for Governor Greg Abbott in Texas and will lead the NYSE flagship Texas exchange. In Big World, in case you missed it, the state of Florida enacted over 120 new laws July the 1st. Most interesting from a market's point of view was CSHB 999, which recognizes gold and silver as proper legal tender. Well, I suppose it's better than Bitcoin. And on that mysterious and magnificent note, thank you for listening to this EI Weekly Podcast 307. Join us daily via exchangeinvest.com, or if you have an exchange marketplace you would like built, get in touch. My name is Patrick L. Young, and I wish you a great week in life and markets.
This show relates to the business of bourses. It is not to be construed as investment advice, nor are we making any investment recommendations. Please consult an investment advisor before you make any investments, and for goodness sake, do your due diligence and do not make investments without complying with the regulations in your home state. Exchange Invest cannot be held responsible for any investment decisions made as a result of our program, which is for entertainment purposes only. The material herein is copyright Patrick L. Young at the date of publication, while our music and sound effects are sourced from copyright-free sources. Thanks for listening to Exchange Invest Weekly, the exchange of information.